Hi everybody, this is Sunny from Sunny Side Up Journals, and today I wanted to show you the next journal in my series. I have finished, I think, this is my 6th one, so I have finished 5 journals, the last of which was my big, chunky, handmade junk journal, and it's a good like 3 inches, maybe 4 wide in its spine, and I loved working in it, but I thought it would be good to change it up a little bit and you know, have a little back and forth. Maybe the one after this one will be one that is more junk journal-y. Who knows? I go with how I feel. And I felt like using a journal that was pre-made. The one that I chose, I'll actually show you what it looks like without the cover. So this is what it looks like. It's got a very plain cover. This is a Midori A5 size notebook, MD notebook. And I chose this because in a previous video I did a little swatching of watercolors. And, excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. That's better. I did a little swatching of watercolor, and I found that this paper, despite it being pretty thin, it actually took watercolor really well. And so I liked its size. I liked how it held up to watercolor, and I also liked that it was dot grid, which I haven't used since the last journal that I had. Now, the outside of this is not really formally a cover. It's hard cardstocky material, like thick paper, maybe, I don't know, 300 pounds, something like that. But I knew that it was going to get damaged and wrinkled, and I'm going to be taking this outside and journaling outside, so I wanted to make a cover for it that would keep it safe and also would be a little more me. So I made this cover, and I don't want you to laugh at my sewing skills. It's not the greatest. I also did not use a pattern. I just sort of winged it. So it looks a little wonky, but I don't care. I'm so embarrassed about these stitches. They're so wonky looking. But I made a sleeve for it, and it was all with fabric that I had that folks have donated to me. That this fabric is actually one that I made like a blanket for one of my kids, like a underside of a quilt. So it sort of wears this jacket like this. Oh gosh. There. And now I have a little polka dot journal. So today I thought I would just show you like a tour rather than a flip through of what I've been doing so far, what I've done I have some finished pages, I have some pre-decorated pages, and then I have some blank pages. So these are the blank pages, very standard, kind of like a cream color, like an ivory cream colored paper that's dot grid. Nothing to write home about, but also, very nice, very just relaxing. But the blank slate like this I don't love, so I pre-decorate the pages. First, I do a layer of watercolor. Sometimes I will decorate the edges with washi tape. Sometimes I'll throw in an envelope like this, like a little flap or a tip in. And then once I do that, I start adding pieces of collage fodder. So, oh, this is a little envelope. This is one that I tried to make for, it was like a damaged one from my, when I make little packets for my shop. I do own a fiber shop, so if you are a knitter, you should check out the link below and check out the yarn that I have. And I also have spinning supplies as well. Anyway, so I go, I sort of glue down pieces of collage fodder or some nice paper. This is definitely some jelly printed paper that I glued down just to get me started. These are some printables from Loveland's Life that I cut out and glued down. This is a stamp to make a list. And then these pages are ones that I have already finished. So I'm not going to do a flip through because once May is over, I'm going to do a formal flip through. But I'll just give you a little sneak preview of how really the pages and the layout, the style of my journaling is very similar to my previous videos if you've seen those, but the paper is different from the previous journal. What's nice about this paper is that it is consistent from page to page. So never am I turning to the next page and being like, how is this paper going to react to the supplies that I have? How is this paper going to react to my watercolor versus the previous sheet? I don't have to worry about that, which is kind of freeing, but it's also not as challenging. So that's why I go back and forth between using something like this and then using something that is more handmade with lots of different types of paper that I have foraged. But I will say that right now I am loving this consistency of paper. So in a future video, I will be working on pages on this journal, maybe doing some watercolor and things like that to lay down some pigment here, gluing some random things, and then finally making finished journal pages. So keep a lookout for those. Thank you so much for joining me today on this little preview of my current journal. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you make some time for yourself to journal or art or do whatever it is that really helps you relax. Take care.